So here's a scenario. You see an entrepreneur pulling up in a Range Rover or a G-Wagon or whichever car of your choice, putting on expensive outfit, or by the way, he or she just came back from a month's vacation somewhere in the Maldives, and they now employ 20, 50, 100 employees or more. And you think, that is what I want to be. Well, I like the fact that you have that desire of becoming an entrepreneur, and you can get there with hard work. But today I want to help you understand the things that you did not see that entrepreneur went through in their first 5 or 7 or even 10 years of grinding. And I want to share 7 hidden facts to prepare your mindset so that when you start out as an entrepreneur, these things don't shock you. Oh, by the way, I have gone through most of them. Let's go. My first point is entrepreneurship is a long game. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Don't expect to be an entrepreneur today and become a multi-millionaire tomorrow. Range Rovers popping and mansions coming your way, real estate and making it big. No. All these will come, but they will come when you are a bit seasoned in the game. And I know right there, I'm losing some of you because you think, it just happens like that. But I must tell you the truth, that entrepreneurship is a good, and in fact, you know what? Most people, 62% of people think that entrepreneurship is a worthy career. But you know what? It's not a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. You must be okay with delayed gratification. And I can't stress this enough. You must be okay with delayed gratification. Everything you do in entrepreneurship should have a long term in mind. I first bought my car after 4 years of grinding in business. 4 years of grinding. And you know what? When you saw, if you saw me in my 4th year, you would think, oh, Marvin just started yesterday, or he's in business, and now he has this car, and he's enjoying life, and he's changing cars. Actually, I changed cars over and over. After buying my first car, I changed cars over and over because now I was seasoned in the business. I had been grinding for 4 years. I was walking on the streets in the summer, sweating, and it was crazy. It was a hassle. And then when I bought my first car, I never went back. I always changed cars from there on. But now if you saw me after that time, after 4 years of me delaying myself the gratification, you'd think that's how everything goes. No. And so that's entrepreneurship. You must be okay with delayed gratification. It's a long-term game. Entrepreneurship, if you're someone who likes quick fixes or short gains, yes, there are some businesses which they say you put in $1,000 today, $1,000, and then you get 30,000. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about real entrepreneurship. Real entrepreneurship is a marathon. It's not quick fix. My next point is lack of consistent income. Man. Remember I told you in my previous video, in my previous episode, that I did not get paid for a whole year, guys, in my first business. And if you don't get a chance to watch that video, I would encourage you to watch it. I'll leave it, in the description or at the end, so that you can check it out. It's a nice video. But lack of consistent income, this is one of the major hidden facts that entrepreneurs don't tell you about. So what people tell you is business. What people don't tell you is businesses have cycles. They have ups and downs. Sometimes money is flowing in. And there are times when the business needs to tap into that emergency fund to cover the expenses because there's no money that is coming in. You still have to pay your employees, you still have to pay rent, there are expenses, and there's no money that is coming in. Income is not consistent, benefits are not consistent. Benefits like health insurance and all these benefits that you get at the job. And that's why I say that some of you still need to be at the job, because these are some of the things that you need to think through. And I thank God that I want to thank God that in the past 12 years I've been an entrepreneur, for a little over 12 years, and I have not 12 years out of those 12 years I didn't have insurance for at least 8 years. And I want to thank God that I never got sick. I was, God protected me, but I had those benefits. I didn't have insurance. And I want to thank God that right now I have insurance. And in fact, I was just talking with my wife. This year alone, the previous year, last year, we would have spent over $50,000 if we didn't have insurance. So it's important. You don't have the 401k. You don't have your social security. So there's lack of consistent income, and you need to be aware of that as you come into the entrepreneurship space. Now, of course, like I said, there are times when money is coming in, it's flowing. Now that's when you need to start planning and having emergency funds and putting things in place so that when there's no consistent income coming in, you tap into the emergency fund, or you know where to get the rest of the money to cover your expenses. So my next point is, not all the money that you make is yours. It's not all the money that you make in your business or in entrepreneurship is yours. And I hear people say, "Oh, I made $100,000. I made $1 million in my business." Did you really make that money? Let's break it down. First, that money was gross sales, not net profit. What they're not telling you is how much IRS or taxes, revenue they paid, on that $1 million or $100,000. They're not telling you how much commission they paid. They're not telling you how much office space they are paying, or rent, fuel, loans, marketing, for whatever product they are marketing. And now that $100,000 or that $1 million is back. Let's use $100,000. It's not, when you take all those expenses, it's now $20,000 or $15K. But you know what? You're telling me you made $100,000, and this used to bugger me in my business, cause I used to see money coming in every day. My employees who are going to the bank, they are banking every day, and I'm telling them we have no money, and this used to frustrate me so much, cause not all the money that comes in is yours. There are all these expenses. And by the way, on that $20,000 that is left, do you know your business still needs $20,000 worth of inventory, and next month is around the corner. You have to pay those same bills. The office, you have to pay salaries, you have to pay employees. So you see, and now you are short, but yet you made $100,000. You see that not all the money that you're making is yours. That's entrepreneurship. Uncle Sam or Revenue Authority is sleeping, and the minute he sees $100,000 that's coming on your account, there's already his share or on that money. He was sleeping. You're there. You're thinking of, how do I grow my business? How do I do this? And for him, he's chilling. And as soon as $100,000 gets on your business, or $1 million, he has his share. You're your employees have their share, your rent and all these things. So not all the money that you make is yours. My next point is freedom and flexibility that people talk about is a myth. You hear people talk about freedom and flexibility, that when you start your own business, when you become an entrepreneur, you're going to get freedom, you have the flexibility to do what you want. Well, you'll do, but not in the first 3 to 5 years, because that's the time to grind. That's the time that your family and friends see less of you. It's a time you have less fun, because now, instead of spending that $1,000 on a small holiday, you're going to reinvest it in your business. And you know what? Sometimes I think sometimes having a job is freedom, because all you have to do is just show up in the office, do what you're supposed to do, and then leave. It's Friday, go and party. If there's an issue with the website, they are going to call the IT guy. For you, you're just an accountant. So there's not much responsibility with the job. Now, I will say, of course, working a job has its own downfalls. That you can't really become wealthy, working a job, unless you are like a CEO, or you have those high paying positions in a company. But with entrepreneurship, of course, the freedom and flexibility might not really be possible in the first 3 to 5. But when you get the systems in place, it becomes a bit easier. And so what I was talking about, in the beginning, that with when you're employed, you leave work in your office. But when you're an entrepreneur, everywhere you go, your work comes with you. If you're at home, you're working. You're on vacation, you're working. You are whichever place, you are working all the time. Your business becomes a priority. It becomes like your baby. And you know what babies need? Babies need attention 24/7. I have one myself. I remember before our baby came, usually I would sleep max 6 hours. Man, ever since my daughter came, man, the max that I've slept is max on a good day is 4 hours, but usually it's 2-3 hours. Same as entrepreneurship. You need to be thinking about your business 24/7 in the first 3 to 5 years. How to grow, how to scale, how to maintain, the momentum, because your business will always reflect how much effort you are putting in. Sometimes you're going to work 40 hours, and other times you're going to work 120 hours a week. And I've done it. I remember when I was starting my first business, I had a job on the side. I had a full-time job while starting that business. And sometimes I would get off Friday, travel 400 miles or whatever, bring inventory, put it in I haven't slept, put it in the store with my business partner, and it was work. There was no flexibility. There was no freedom. Sometimes I'm working on holidays, on Christmas days, on those days where people are having fun. Sometimes those would be the days that I am working. So freedom and flexibility in the beginning is a myth. Hey guys, before I go ahead, I want to encourage you and request you to subscribe, like, and share this content, and want to request you to leave me a comment. If you've been an entrepreneur or you think there's a point that I've forgotten to add on, please go ahead and leave that comment. I would love to hear from you. Thank you. My next point is you must learn how to manage resources and people. When you hire people, you want them to buy into your vision, and you need them to know how to sell your vision. And the best way to learn this skill is first working a job. Because while you are at that job, while you're employed, you learn about mission and goals and how to represent that company and how to deal with people and manage resources. These are the most important things or aspects in a business: managing people and resources. When you become an entrepreneur, you will need to know how to be an effective entrepreneur at managing people and resources. So how will you, in fact, how will you manage $1,000 if you've never managed $100? How will you manage 20 employees if you've never managed 2 employees? These skills come when you are working at a job, Oh, and by the way, that's just half of it. That's just half of the deal. You need to, after you've learned how to deal with with employees, you need to learn how to deal with clients. That's a whole another different ball game, dealing with clients. And so you have, like, let's say you have difficult and demanding employees. You also have difficult and demanding clients, and you must learn the art of solving people's problems. The way your business is managed has a huge reflection on you as a leader. If you as a person are not good at managing resources, then your business will always have a resources problem. If you're not good at managing people, then you'll always have a high turnover in your business, and that's going to cost you. So learn how to manage resources and people first before you become an entrepreneur. My next point is, and like, I don't know whether I should say this, but because it will sound like I'm a prophet of doom, and it's true. But anyway, I have to say it because I love you guys and I want you to become entrepreneurs. I want you to be ready for such things, to put things in systems in place to help you go through like this point that I'm gonna say. Be ready to be emotionally drained. Entrepreneurship is hard work. Here you're starting your new venture. You're all excited, telling everyone how you started your business. Your motivation level is 11 out of 10. You are up, you're excited. You are super pumped, You see the future is bright, and then you realize that sometimes you have to sleep 2 hours or 4 hours. Sometimes you're the first to open and the last to close. You have to keep the momentum of the business. You have to grow the momentum of the business, because you know what, if you slack, competition will bite your butt. You have not seen your family as much. You're doing both mental work, thinking for the business, and yet you also have to do physical work, the physical bit of running the business. This is like you're working on the business and in the business. And I've been there, where you give and give and give, and then you start losing morale. And I talked about this in my previous video. Again, I'll leave it at the end of this video. I became complacent and lazy, and because I lost morale. And I guarantee you that if you stay long enough in entrepreneurship, you won't be always on the high. You won't be always on excited. Sometimes you lose that morale. It's emotionally draining. We are human beings. We are not human doings. And so the more you get into that drive mode, and without stopping, it will eventually get a toll on you. And so I'm saying these things so that when you become an entrepreneur, you know how to take a day or two off, and so that you can re-energize, refocus, so that you can become a better entrepreneur. And my last point is, entrepreneurship needs some sort of constant investment. If you're thinking of starting something long term, there's always going to be some sort of constant investment that you are doing in your business or in your career. You know, you must at least invest in equipment, you must invest in trainings. You know, there's always need for more capital to reinvest in your business. And this was one of my downfall in my first business. When I was starting, I didn't have enough capital to continue reinvesting in my business. To keep up with the competitors, you will need to invest in new technology, because if you don't, of course, you will become outdated. And after you have reinvested in your business, you must invest in training people, your employees, and also as a leader, you must be ahead. And so what you do is you're going to invest in leadership conferences, leadership trainings, having a mastermind. It's a constant investment. It's a constant investment. Now, why did I make this video? I made this video to encourage people to become entrepreneurs. In fact, it looks like I made it to discourage people from being entrepreneurs, but I made it to encourage people to become entrepreneurs so that they can put systems in place that when these things happen, because I guarantee you, if you stay long enough in entrepreneurship, you are going to face these things. It's a guarantee. And so I wanted to make this video to help you prepare your mindset that when you see these things, there are already systems in place to help you navigate through. Thank you so much. And so I want to encourage those of you that haven't yet subscribed, those of you that haven't yet, shared this. I want to encourage you, my family, my tribe, to, to share and to subscribe, because there's a lot more. There's a lot more that, as I say, there's a lot more, good that we are cooking in the kitchen of the House of Entrepreneurs. Please leave a comment. Leave a comment of what you thought about this material. There's more good stuff that is coming up. Thank you.